Thank you guys for hopping on tonight. I am super excited for tonight's team call. I think this is the perfect time for all of us to listen to it. So whether you're on live, and if you are on live, I truly appreciate you guys hopping on tonight and getting on with us and our special guest speaker. But if you are also watching the recording, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day, out of your life, to catch up and watch the recording, even though you aren't participating in the positive energy that's flowing through live videos, because we all know what it's like when you watch a live video versus a recording. But either way, I love that you guys are watching this, because tonight we have a very special guest speaker. My girl, Missy Iverson, is going to be hosting tonight's team call. And I want to give you guys a little bit of why this call is going to be so awesome. If you guys didn't even see the topic, if you did, I want to let you guys know something. So I talk to pretty much each and every single one of you, and I hear through the grapevine, we all have our struggles, right? And oftentimes our Beachbody business or our own health and wellness gets put on the back burner, right? Life happens, shit happens, stuff comes up, and our hopes, our dreams, our, everything that we've desired and wanted just gets put on the back burner because we have to deal with life. And I see this far too often. I see coaches that are all in it, and they're so excited to work their business, and they're so excited to reach their goals and, to live the life that they've always dreamed of, or not to answer to the man or be there for their kids or whatever. And then something happens, and all of a sudden that gets put on hold. And sometimes they never are able to go back to where they belong or picked up where they were. And so Missy, my girl, first off, Missy used to be a coach of mine before. Then she got pregnant, and she took a while off. And then her hubby, Shane, signed up as a coach. And then Missy was so excited to come back. She's like, Vicki, I need to sign up. And I was like, yes, let's do it. Because Missy has always been she's always been that bright light. She's always been that big smile. She's always had that contagious energy and smile and just positive energy about her. And so I was really excited when I found out that she wanted to come back. And ever since she came back, she's been full force ass kicker. And how can you not love Missy? But she has seriously, when she's exceeded what I think that she's exceeded my expectations of a coach. She's taken leadership roles. She's like my backbone, because I fail all the time. And she's always like, hey, heads up, we need to do this group. Or, hey, did you forget about this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, where would I be without her? But I'm super excited. I'm not going to talk anymore because she has so much great information. I hope you guys can stop what you're doing, put away your Facebook, put down Instagram, except I'm going to take an Instagram story photo just for proof that we're having a team call. But put away every distraction, have notes, or just have your heart and head in this, because Missy is going to give you guys some awesome, awesome feedback. So, Missy, with that said, take it over.
No pressure, right? You give me that introduction. I'm over here like, well, shit, I hope I live up to it. So I have massive butterflies tonight, and anybody that knows me knows that public speaking is, it makes me super nervous, but that's not the only reason. I'm actually really, really excited to talk to you guys. I've been going through a lot of struggles the past few months, but I've tried so hard to push through it and keep on being present on social media for my business and for myself. I just want to give you guys a quick rundown of kind of what's been going through, maybe put things in perspective a little bit. Right after the holidays, actually before the holidays, right after Thanksgiving, my husband was going through a hard time, and he was actually diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And that has been kind of crazy and tumultuous for our family. And, we have 5 kids, and a lot of them are little, they're younger. So I've been trying to kind of be everybody, trying to help him with his medication and with the kids and then take care of all that, plus still try and take care of myself. Shortly after his diagnosis, he actually lost his job because the medication made him really tired and kind of out of it. So he missed a lot of work, and they had to let him go. So at this time, my Beachbody income is really our only income, and I haven't been kicking it for years, so I'm not making a huge income. So to say that this time has been stressful is an understatement. There were so many times that I just wanted to give up, to stress eat, which I did many times. I'm not perfect. But I figured if there's any way that I'm going to be able to take care of my family, I don't want to go work in an office again. I don't want to go wait tables again. I'm going to work the hell out of this business, and I'm going to make a really good example for my kids. And I'm going to make it to the point that if my husband has a little backpedal sometime in the future, or if we need to adjust his meds somewhere down the line, that we don't have to freak out and stress that we're not going to be able to pay for our house and food on the table. So there's just no way in hell I'm going to give up. I had to make that commitment to myself and to my family. So that's where I'm at now. When Vicki first asked me about a team call, I don't even think I answered the message. I think I ignored that text. Like, yeah, we're not even going to consider that right now. But when I finally started taking it seriously, I had to sit down and think about, well, what would I say? Obviously, this is the topic that I wanted to go on about. Going through what I've gone through recently, it seemed fitting. And I know that there's other people that I'm close to. I know specific examples of people that can really use a pep talk about this. But also there's people on here that I might not know that well, that maybe you're going through something. So hopefully this kind of resonates. But the steps that I kind of thought of that really helped me get through this are, the first thing is your support system. We all have family and friends, or maybe we don't have family and friends. Maybe each other is all we have, but we do have each other. Vicki was saying that I was a coach 3 years ago or something like that. It was a long time ago now. And I remember coming on my first team call and feeling so awkward and weird. Like, these were all the cool girls and they all knew each other and they had like inside jokes, and I felt so outside of it. But you're not outside of it. You have to be open to it, but we're all here. Like, if any of you like don't talk to anybody else, or you don't know the other coaches that well, shoot me a message. Like, honestly, anybody on here or anybody watching the recording, I'm here, man. I'm totally normal, and I get excited when new people message me. That shit's fun. So we have this support system, and we're so, so lucky to have each other. When I was going through my really hard time, well, I'm still kind of going through it, but it's getting better. But when things first started getting really heavy, I was super lucky because I was in a Push to Emerald group, and there were a handful of us. And then pretty much the same girls in that group pushed on to a Diamond group, and it felt really like tight knit. And I actually still post on that. We don't even have that Diamond group anymore, but I still post on that because those girls were my sounding board. I needed that. I relied on that. And honestly, without those people, I don't think I would have been able to get through it quite as easily. If I needed to vent about my husband and what was going on, or the universe, like I felt like I was being like tested by the universe, I talked to those girls, and I've talked to a few other people, and I've gotten messages checking in on me, and that support system has meant so much. And oh no, I'm going to cry. But no, it's been incredible. You have to have that. And that's the thing, is we're all lucky enough, every single person on here, we're all lucky enough to have that support system. So that's really critical to being able to forget the tough stuff and to push through. And that's not just with your business, but with life in general, because sometimes stuff gets really hard and you need to be able to talk to your friends and to your sisters and just get some support. So there's that. Something else that's super duper important, personal development. Thank you, Vicki. I spent a long time, I don't want to say resisting it, because I understood that it was important. I just never made it a priority. It was something like, oh, cool, I have this book and it's kind of cool. I'm going to read it from, time to time, but I didn't make it a priority ever until I was going through that rough time. And we were I think it was on a Zoom for the Diamond group. And I think Vicki, or maybe it was Vicki, called me out and was kind of like, okay, so you're not setting up the most positive vibe. And I had no idea how I was coming across to people. But apparently all the stress and all the pressure in my life was coming out of me. And I was like, well, obviously I'm not reading personal development. My head isn't in the right place. And I wasn't getting any yeses on my invites, hardly anything. I was getting ghosted by pretty much everybody. So I kind of wonder what these people thought of me when I was sending them messages, how they came across, because I had a whole lot of crickets coming from my Facebook Messenger. But once I picked up personal development and made it a priority again, it has been a game changer. I don't know how many of you guys, I had a lot of coffee and I feel like I'm talking really, really fast. So I'm sorry about that. But I don't know how many of you follow me on Facebook or Instagram. I'm not super Instagram savvy, but on Facebook, I stay as positive as I can. I honestly wake up at 4:00 in the morning and drink a crap ton of coffee and read PD and write my goals and my gratitude and my affirmations every single day. I don't feel right. I don't feel normal if I don't do those things. And I think if I weren't doing PD, I wouldn't be able to kind of portray that to everybody. And honestly, if I came on here whining and complaining about my life, I don't think anybody would really care to follow me anyway. So it's so critical for my business, but also just for me. I don't like being a downer. When people around me are in a funk, I absorb that energy and it sucks. So that's what I have to say about personal development, and do it. And if you're not reading any, then ask me for a recommendation. How I will mail you one of my books I've already finished and get you started, because we all need to be reading PD. Something that I didn't realize was super, super important to me as far as my business is also focusing on my own journey. I know we had a team call about it, I'm going to say a couple of months ago. I'm really good about working out. I like doing it, but my nutrition lacks. I am a horrible stress eater, as I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. So I know I actually gained a few pounds on my last round of 21-day fix that I just finished because I was so stressed. And I was like, this tub of frosting looks delicious. I'm just going to have a couple spoonfuls right out of the fridge. And that was probably not the smartest choice. But I have not had any frosting since we started 80-day obsession. So I'm pretty excited about that. But I've really had to take a step back and focus on my journey. Being a challenger again. I mean, I've always kind of been there, but I don't think I have been this committed to a program. God, probably since Shift Shop came out. It's been a while. So I get up, and that's another thing I do. Why I get up at 4:00 in the morning. Like, no one wants to wake up at 4:00 in the friggin' morning. That is ridiculous. But I get up at 4, and after I do my PD and my coffee and my time nutrition, I get my booty up and I work. Oh my God, I just saw I love frosting. That totally, like, the word frosting zoomed in on the chat. I lost my train of thought because of frosting, Patrice. No. Getting my workout done. I make sure that I put my workouts and everything first thing in the morning to make sure I get them done. So I can't make any excuses, because if I'm not being a challenger and I'm not taking care of myself in that regard, there's no way that I'm going to be able to get productively through the rest of my day. And also, man, those endorphins are no joke. Like, it's like scientific, but you know what? When I get those endorphins going, I like to make my list of who I'm going to invite for that day while I'm still kind of on that post-workout high. And it gets me so pumped. I'm like, oh, this girl would totally love this workout. Like, I have a girl right now who keeps talking about like the booty day workout. Man, I was jamming on her for a while. I was like, this is going to be awesome. She's going to love it. So I'm telling you, do your workouts. Get your stuff going, and it's really going to change how you present yourself, and it's going to make you more excited about doing it. You want to invite people to do cool stuff with you that you're doing, so that's awesome. Something else. See, I'm getting my vibe now. I'm getting going. Something I really had to stop and do that might not have occurred to me before is you have to stop and reevaluate your goals when your life gets hard. My goal that was on my goal list for quite a while was to bring my husband home from work at the end of 2018. He lost his job on December 19th. So we were a little early, like by about a year. And so I had to stop and reevaluate my goals. Obviously, bringing Shane home at the end of 2018 wasn't an issue anymore. So I had to figure out what I'm going to do and how I'm going to make my goals happen. So, and that's not even if your life is tough right now. I think everyone should stop at some point and kind of reevaluate their goals from time to time, because people evolve and people change and people's priorities change. So that's something that you can do anytime, really, maybe once a month, even like every month when you redo your goals, just kind of think, is that still something that I want? Is that still something I should invest my time and my energy into? And go from there, because it could change. I know mine have recently a lot. I've found new priorities, not only like income wise, like making ends meet, but just kind of figuring out what's really important to me and what's kind of just trivial bullshit that I don't really need in my life. And I hope there's no kids on. I didn't even think of that before I said that. Okay, we're good. Okay, one of my favorite things to say, because it sounds cute and funny, is share your shit. That's something that we do anyway. That's like the coaching thing. Oh, the kids are trying to escape while I'm on here. you share what's going on in your life, but you can't sugarcoat it. And that's something that I kind of pride myself on, is that I kind of share everything, warts and all. Sometimes it's not good because I like to talk about weird stuff like poop, but that's okay because we all talk about weird stuff sometimes. Just share what's in your heart, share what's going on in your life, because one, it's cathartic for you. Like, honestly, sharing stuff, like I'll do these long posts with some selfie, and it feels good to me. And then also to kind of see what other people say back. It's like therapy, and you get support from people. That's awesome for you. But also, you never know who's listening. And that was one of the reasons why I felt so driven to do this call, is that I don't know everybody's situation on here. And I don't know what you guys are all going through, but one of you or two of you, or how like half of you, for all I know, could be going through a hard time right now and could be having a hard time staying on track with your business or with your nutrition or whatever the case may be. And you just kind of need that little push. So you never know who you're going to inspire with what's going on in your life. So even if you think no one else understands, or even if you think it's not that big of a deal, it's your life, share it, because somebody could relate and somebody could benefit from your experience. And then the last thing that it was kind of an afterthought, but as soon as I thought of it, I put it on my list of points, is to give yourself grace. We're all going to screw up. Like, I was joking with Vicki about it earlier. I was like, she's our fearless leader, but she's not even perfect. I'm not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. We're all going to screw up. We're going to eat a piece of cake or 3, or we're going to not work out for a month, or we're going to not do any invites or do a power hour for weeks on end. I've been there before. Hell, I didn't do a power hour today because my nerves were crazy. So tomorrow I'll probably have to double it up and send out extra. But forgive yourself. You're going to be fine as long as you're committed to reaching your goals and to being present every single day. If you need to take a little time or you make a mistake here and there, it's totally okay. You just have to learn to forgive yourself, because everybody else does. So you can forgive yourself too. And that was maybe faster than I planned it to be because of this extra coffee, but that's what I had to say. And now I'll go ahead and look in the chat and see if you guys have any questions or just lots of frosting and support.
Missy, you are freaking phenomenal, I gotta say.
My cheeks are so hot and red.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't kidding you earlier when she told me that she was going to be like this nervous ball of energy. And I was like, no, it's your positive energy. Because like I said at the introduction of this call, like, you are contagious. Whether you're around you, like at Super Saturday or something, or on just a one-on-one Zoom with you, or a Zoom like this, where I know you're nervous, but you are freaking awesome. And I have to say, like, I love the fact that you picked this topic, because just like you do on social media, just like you were telling us to do, to share your shit, this is something that you've struggled with, that you've overcame. Well, you're still going through the trenches right now. I mean, like, we're not going to get deep in your shit because, that's your shit to share. I'm not going to share your shit, but you're still going through the trenches. But here, just like you're telling us to do, like, go on social media and share, like, that life's not perfect, that you don't always just eat chicken and fucking broccoli. Oh, whoa, I just got like real up in here. I'm sorry. That word. Woo-hoo! Huh. Anyways, sorry. Let me get off my soapbox. We don't just eat chicken and celery or broccoli or whatever every day. Life is not a fantasy. Like, a lot of people think, like, oh, I can't be like her because she works out all day and she never misses a workout and her life is perfect. Her marriage is perfect. Her friends are perfect. All this is perfect. But, like, perfect example, because, like, I personally know your story. Fucking broccoli, right? I personally know your story, and I've cried along with you. I've seen, like, crocodile big ass tears from your face, where you made me, like, want to jump through the computer and hug you. And I'm like, yeah, I would if I could. But you give me strength just by knowing your story and how you keep going. Like, I've known people with minor issues in their life that quit, and you haven't freaking quit. You haven't even taken your foot off the gas. Do you know how amazing you are? I'm sorry, like, you guys, I'm like praising her to death right now, but you are an inspiration, Missy. And I want you to know that the universe is opening up and going to give you big time because you deserve it. Your family deserves it. And the fact that you haven't given up is huge. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
The glasses are coming off, guys.
But I'm just so proud of you, and I appreciate you sharing your story and coming on here and telling everybody, because every single person on here struggles. You know, maybe some days are better than others. Maybe times they have bigger struggles than others. Maybe right now they're going through the trenches right now and they don't want to open up to anybody. But like you said, like, it's about leaning in. Like, the number one thing you said was a support system. Maybe you guys don't have that at home. Maybe you need to get away. Maybe you need to vent to someone else that's not going to be judgmental of, you know, your career or your relationship or parenting or whatever. And you need a safe place to come. And, you know, Missy said she found that within our group. Yes, it was a smaller group, but anyone on this call you guys can come to. Anyone, no matter what it is. Like, we all have our shit. Doesn't mean you have to share that shit on social media, because like some shit we need to work through before we put people on blast or put our own issues on blast. But it's all about leaning in and leaning on each other. Yeah. # we all have our shit. That's right. That's right. But you guys, like, Missy was super nervous to talk. Like, what did you say? You're half excited, half scared shitless.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But I knew that you were going to rock it, because you have this passion and this drive and this fire that's like underneath your ass that's not going to die anytime soon. And I knew like this was the perfect topic for you, and a perfect topic for so many people to listen to, because we all have our shit, and we need to stop letting our shit paralyze us and numb us and prevent us from moving forward, because that's not going to get us to where we want to be, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, any of that. And it's hard. So I appreciate you. Does anyone have any questions for Missy?
See, it's like every week this happens lately. No one wants to ask any questions.
I know. They, like, a year ago, everyone was chatty Cathy's. You couldn't shut anybody up. And now everyone's like,
now that the hard part is over, I'm ready to talk. Come on, guys. Why am I
Allison
such a
wants
badass?
to know, yeah.
Because I read You Are a Badass, and it rubbed off on me.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I have a question for you. Uh-oh, did someone else talk?
I was just curious what time she goes to sleep at night. If she wakes up at 4.
I wish I went to bed early. I go to bed at like 8:30 or 9, so I know I'm not sleeping as much. I sleep more on the weekends.
That's a good time to go to bed, when you wake up at 4. What's your favorite personal development?
Ooh, right now I'm reading I Am That Girl by Alexis Jones, and I've actually started it before and then didn't finish it, and I'm halfway through it right now, and I really, really like it. I like people that I can relate to. Like, I've been trying to listen to some Brené Brown, and for some reason she sounds like she's so highbrow compared to me. I'm like, why hasn't she said fuck yet? Like, it isn't my book. So I'm really liking the one that I'm on now, and if they kind of talk like me, then I'm probably gonna really like it. So.
Awesome. Okay, I have a question for you. Oh my gosh, you're getting flooded with questions, but I'm gonna, before I forget, because I have that kind of brain where I forget shit quick. What would you say to someone if they've been paralyzed and they haven't done a power hour, or they haven't done a workout, or they haven't done anything that is going to get them to where they want to be? Like, what is one thing that you would say to them right now to get started, to get back up?
Pick one. Pick what you think is the biggest priority. If you need to do a power hour, you sit down and you do that. If you haven't worked out and that's your number one priority, do that. Don't try and do everything at once, because you're just going to drown. Just pick one thing that you think you can handle, or that you think is the most important thing in that moment, and you just make one thing happen, and that's a win that day. If you do the one thing, you're good.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I love it. So Auntie wants to know, so when you kind of took your break when your husband was diagnosed, how did you find it? Or how did you find it in you to get back in it? Did you feel like you were starting over?
I don't know if I felt like I was starting over so much. I feel like I had to keep revising what was going on. I never really quit working so much as I would have to just tweak my system for how I was doing things. Like I would talk to Vicki a lot. I was talking to Vicki once a week on a Zoom call and kind of see how I was doing, what kind of progress I was making, let me blow off some steam. Like I think I probably cried during most of those at some point, just kind of venting about everything. And then if something wasn't working, I had to retweak it to kind of get where I am now. Like if I had a bad attitude and I didn't know I was, I'd have to stop and reevaluate and maybe change my PD or start reading PD. At one point I was reading a business-based PD and she told me to find something more personal. It's just kind of making little tweaks along the way until you kind of find a good rhythm, I guess. And I feel like that's where I'm at now. I'm hitting my stride with kind of all areas, with my nutrition and my business and my PD and my workouts. But it took like one little step at a time to get to this point. I don't know if that really answers it very well, actually, now that I've stammered on for 2 minutes.
Christine said yes. Did everybody else hear that? Oh my gosh, this is the same thing that happened earlier with me and Missy.
I'm right next to the modem this time, so I don't know what's happening.
It's weird. It's when I talk, I sound like a weird robot getting drowned or something. Okay. Christine said, yes, I get easily overwhelmed, so often I have to just pick one. Otherwise, I'll get nothing done. Yeah, I want to piggyback on that, Missy. Like people, like especially us coaches and us females who are moms, who have children, who have households, who have all this shit already to take care of. If we miss our workouts or if we miss doing our Beachbody work, if that's a power hour or whatever you want to call it, we tend to be more numb and go even further backwards, because what we do is we look at the plate of all the things that we need to do. And instead of just picking something, just one thing here, just doing this one task or doing this thing, we think that we need to do it all. And that's the biggest mistake that you can make is like, people say, I'm going to dive right in. I'm going to jump right back in. I'm going to get momentum and jump right back in. Yeah, that's great if you think about it. But once you put it into action, you're just overwhelming yourself. So I absolutely love the fact that Missy said, just pick one thing. And whatever that thing is for you guys, like me personally, because my mind needs so much attention that for me, it would be personal development, because I cannot give my all in my workout. I cannot give my all in my messaging. I can't give my all to my relationships. I can't give my all to social media unless my mind's right. Point blank. If I don't have 30 minutes of PD a day, I'm an asshole. Or impatient or something, literally. And I could tell when I don't meditate. I can tell when I don't read my personal development. I could tell when I don't write my goals. I'm so scatterbrained. And if that's you, or if taking care of your physical fitness is more important because it makes you feel confident and carry yourself better, focus on that. If reaching out to people, if building those relationships lights your fire, focus on that. But don't do everything at once. Do the thing that works for you, and not, like I said, the thing that would work for me is personal development. One thing would work for me, maybe not work for Missy or Angie or anybody else, but don't do what someone else is doing. Do what you need to do to get back. Just one thing, and then do another thing the next day, and then another. I got to go see what Angie said in the chat box real quick. Thanks to 80 Day Obsession, I like that I have 1 hour in the morning after I eat before I work out to do my power hour. It's actually helped me start connecting with more people. That's awesome. I use that time in between to do my personal development, reading and podcast or whatever. It's worked a solid window into my day. Yeah, that's awesome.
I've noticed that too.
Yeah, that time's nutrition.
It's good for something. When you were talking, Vicki, it actually it made me think of something else. And I don't know if this is just me getting all crazy and oversharing. I really started to do that mom thing where you're trying to take care of the kids and trying to take care of the house, which right now I wish you guys could see my living room. It's an absolute shit show. So no worries on the not house cleaning thing. But I was trying to take on so much and trying to do so much. And I've been pretty open about my sobriety journey. I've been sober since September. And 2 weeks ago, I actually drank and I went on a friggin' bender. Like, I drank most of a bottle of whiskey in one night. And that was kind of a hell of a way to fall off the wagon. And the very next day, I woke up horribly, miserably, just it was god awful. And I'm sober again, sober 2 weeks exactly today. It's you try and take on too much and just too much going on, and you're gonna run yourself ragged. Not everybody has the same struggles with alcohol that I do, so that might not be how you fall apart, but that was me falling apart. That was me not being able to handle the stress and everything going on. And so I drank myself literally until I passed out in front of a Harry Potter movie, woke up the next day wanting to die. And, I said, screw it. I'm going to just start eating better today. And I'm going to drink a crap ton of water and drink extra Shakeology and try and recover from that and not look back. So, you can make those big mistakes. I haven't even shared that on social media because I'm really not proud of myself for that. But I'm not letting it hold me back. I'm not going to let it turn into me drinking every day again. And so that's kind of what can happen if you don't take care of yourself. So you got to make sure you're taking care of yourself and prioritizing, because otherwise you'll turn into a crazy lady in front of Harry Potter, and nobody needs that.
Not Harry Potter.
It wasn't even like a good part. I don't even remember it, to be honest. So you couldn't have kept me awake.
Does anyone else have any questions for Missy? Well, I hope that Missy has inspired and empowered you ladies like she has done for me. What PD book are you reading? She's reading. I'll let her answer.
Oh yeah, it's I Am That Girl by Alexis Jones. It's really, really good. It has a hot pink cover, so it looked exciting, and yeah, it's really, really good. I like it a lot.
It is a good book. I like that book. Yeah, like I was saying, I really hope that Missy has inspired and empowered you guys. One thing that I want you to also, among the 6 tips that she gave you, but another thing that I want to give you guys is don't lose track. Like, don't lose track of your vision. Don't lose track of where you want your life to go. Because if you do, then you're going to be walking around aimlessly. Everything that you're doing is unintentional, and you don't know where you're headed, or when challenges or obstacles come your way, you're going to sink and you're going to crawl under a rock, and you're not going to know how to get out, or you're not even going to think of a reason why to get out. And, a lot of us have struggles. A lot of us have, situations or challenges or obstacles in our life where we feel like, maybe I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But the thing is, when you have that vision, when you have your heart set on something so much, you constantly think about that. And then when you are faced with challenges, you're able to push through them easier than when they were out of your mind. Like, always think about your reasons. I always think about Gage. Like, God, that kid, like, I'm not going to cry. But he is the fuel in my fire. Like, I would do anything for my kid. And if I'm struggling, if I feel like, Aunt Flo's in town and I want to eat my face off or whatever, like, that's not going to make me feel good, because I know what's going to happen. My temperament's going to get different. I'm going to lose my patience, and I'm going to feel bad about myself. So I'm going to be a shitty mom, and I don't want to be a shitty mom. That's why I started this journey, was to be a good mom, to be a mom my kid is proud of, and you keep whatever is in your heart, like in your heart, and you don't forget about that, because we all are going to go through shit. We all are going to have our stuff that comes up, but you got to keep that like solid, like write it down, stick it in a locket and wear it like right next to your heart. Get it tattooed. I don't care what you do. Maybe like tattoo your vision just clear across your chest. Everyone just go do that tonight. But like you really got to think about it, because I think so many times I see the same thing happening where amazing women have this incredible vision of their lives, what they want to do with their life, how they want their life to be different, how they want to feel about themselves in their own bodies and their own skin. And then something happens and all that's ripped away. All that's ripped away. and it's sad. And there's nothing I can do about it because it's not me. But if it was me, I'd want someone to come and shake the shit out of me and be like, dude, you forgot about the thing that you were reaching for, the thing that is so important to you. I'm like, why am I getting emotional? Anyways, like, I don't want you guys to forget about that, because you all have stuff that you want to reach for. And then that sometimes it feels like it's so far away, but other times it feels like it's just at the tip of your fingers. But then life happens. Like, the universe is like, well, do you actually deserve this? Let me give you this. Let me throw something your way. Right? Right, Missy? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God. It's like the universe is like, if you really want this, you're going to deal with all this shit. And if you survive in the end and you're still going, then I'll let you have it. So
right.
That's why I'm not backing down, son.
Right. Exactly. Yes, I do love you guys. I do love you guys. And I do want you to succeed. You know, like,
Don't cry.
you know, like, I have felt my own struggles, and I've seen so many of you with your own struggles, and whether it's insecurities or life or debt, relationships, what have you. And we all have stuff. And we're all worth more than giving up on ourselves. And I hate seeing women that are so amazing, that have such big hearts and deserve the world, give up on themselves. I hate seeing that. You know, there's good, like, I am so grateful of Beachbody because it's helped me transform my life, and it's helped me help women, tons and tons and tons of women transform their lives while you guys are helping others. But also it's helped other people be vulnerable with me, share their story with me, and then either don't take a chance at changing their life, or they take a chance and then they start changing their life, but then they give up on themselves. And that's honestly the hardest part. It's not the inviting. It's not making it to Super Saturdays. It's not showing up on team calls. That's the hardest part, is when I see people give up or not even take a chance on themselves. If you guys are here tonight or you're watching the recording, really think about it. Have you given up on yourself, on your dream of your goals? And if you do, you need to reevaluate your goals, like Missy said, and prioritize the things that you need to do every day to get you back, to make you important. Because you should be the most important person in your life. I'm done crying. I do love you guys though. Like, that's for real.
Good call. How many people cried on this one? Yeah.
Damn it.
I added value to your night. Thank you.
Yeah, you did. You're pretty freaking amazing. See, I told you you're contagious. Read The Alchemist. That is a good book, but I'm going to be honest, I couldn't get that into it because the words are too like I need like woo-hooey, like, you know, I don't need scientifical. I need a book that speaks my language. That makes up shit as they go. For the owls, yes. Well, Missy's an owl, so
then I will find. Actually, my stepdaughter has that. She's reading it right now, so I'm like stealing it.
Good. All right, guys. If no one else has any more questions, yes, great job, Missy. You were awesome. We're gonna do a selfie up in here now that mascara has been leaked everywhere.
Yes, it's a good look.
All right, ladies. Well, actually, the people watching the recording get to participate too, because I didn't end the recording yet. So you're welcome. All right. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you so much, Missy. You were phenomenal. I appreciate you so much, and I'm so proud of you for rocking this call.
Thank you.
And thank you, ladies, for hopping on tonight. I hope you got so much out of tonight's team call, and it lit a fire under your booties.